At the moment, all fans of the Amazing Digital Circus are interested in details about the fifth episode, and some of them are already known. In particular, the anticipated release date is now being actively discussed. Previously, I was sure that the creation of the fifth episode would take about the same amount of time as it took to produce the fourth episode. However, a new announcement from Gooseworx has changed all that. In this video, I'll tell you why the fifth episode shouldn't be expected until spring at the earliest. Not long ago, the very fast release of the fourth episode surprised the whole community of the Amazing Digital Circus. We were sure that the fifth episode would also be released a short time after the fourth episode. In addition, the IMDb website, which had the actual release date for the fourth episode for quite some time after it was removed from Netflix, wrote that the fifth episode was due out in January 2025. Now you will no longer find this information because the administration of the site has already removed this information. However, the date for the fourth episode has been confirmed, so I allowed earlier that the fifth episode could be released in January. But just recently, a rebuttal has surfaced. A user under the nickname Evie posed a question for Gooseworx on Twitter. I saw someone say episode 5 will be in January. Is that true? If so, where did they get that info? As I told you, I was relying on data from the IMDb website. Other theorists may have predicted episode 5 would be in January, based on the fact that new episodes would take less and less time to make. Gooseworx responded, "Animation hasn't even started on 5 yet, so there's no way." Let's break this point down in more detail. Creating new episodes consists of several stages of development. It all starts with Gooseworx thinking up the plot and writing the script for the new episode. As far as I know, this work was completed a long time ago. Gooseworx already had a completed script for the pilot, second, third, and fourth episodes by the time Glitch started work on the Amazing Digital Circus. That was well over a year ago now. I'm pretty sure at this point Gooseworx has written scripts for all future episodes that will come out. At the very least, Gooseworx has made it clear many times that there will be 9 episodes in total. Next, other artists are moving on to create storyboards for the new episode. For example, Nejahaha is one of these artists. After the release of a new episode, he always publishes his part of the completed storyboards on his YouTube channel. These drawings are necessary for 3D animators to understand how to interact with 3D character models to create the necessary movements, facial expressions, and emotions. Kevin Temmer is one such animator. He also publishes on his channel his part of work on the new episode. Sometimes he had to play the emotions for a scene in a new episode by himself. It is very important for animators to get all the movements of the characters right. Then, the last phase begins. Post-production before the episode is released. The artists work on the right colors in each scene and the right lighting. They also make sure that the sound and image are properly related to each other. We received our last full report on episode work from Gooseworx at the end of August. At that point, storyboards were already ready for episode 6. The storyboards team works ahead of time, so most likely storyboards are already ready for the 7th or 8th episode. But that's not the work we're interested in. The most labor-intensive and time-consuming process in creating a new episode is animation. From here, we can get an explanation of why the 4th episode came out so quickly. At the end of August, a month and a half before the 3rd episode was released, the animation team was already working on the 4th episode. This means that the longest phase of development was in progress much earlier than usual, so the work was completed well in advance. Post-production doesn't take long, and the 4th episode came out faster than any other. But animation is a really tricky business, and the time gained was clearly not enough to finish the 5th episode quickly. On Reddit, users have started discussing this response from Gooseworx. User Richad wrote that this means that the new episode won't come out until April or May at the earliest, meaning we'll have to wait another 4 or 5 months, because that's usually how long it takes to do the animation for each new episode. He also brings up the idea that this is a good time to release a new episode because the 5th episode will most likely have a sports theme, which means it should come out in the spring or summer. But not all Reddit users agree with him. User SproutCat wrote that 4 months is actually a pretty long time. Most indie studios manage in 2 or 3 months. So we'll probably see a new episode sometime in March, unless Glitch starts working on their new project called Gaslight District. From all of this, we can conclude that we shouldn't expect the new episode before spring. Or could it actually come out sooner? I found it odd that Gooseworx said that the animation team hasn't started on episode 5 yet. According to her own words, the storyboards for episode 5 and 6 are ready, so there's no reason for the animation team not to start work for episode 5. Usually the animation team takes a long time to work, but they start early. If we take Gooseworx's word for it, episode 4 is out at this point, and the main work on episode 5 hasn't even started yet. Usually the work of Glitch Studios is always perfectly organized, so I find it hard to believe in such a situation. I can think of 2 reasonable explanations for such a long delay. The first is that Gooseworx was rewriting the script for the 5th episode, causing some of the work to have to be redone. But that's unlikely. Gooseworx has clear plans for how the Amazing Digital Circus develops, so I don't think she decided to change things drastically at the last minute. The second idea is that Gooseworx deceived us with this message. A long time ago, Gooseworx admitted on Tumblr that she sometimes tricks us in her responses for fun. Plus, Gooseworx deliberately wants to confuse us so that all the events in Digital Circus will be a surprise to us, like the release date of the new episode. I think the animation team is actually working on the 5th episode, and the release won't take as long as user Richad suggested. That said, I also think that the 5th episode won't come out in January. If it did come out in January, it would be much faster than even episode 4 came out. I think we should expect episode 5 somewhere between February and March. That is, I consider the likely release dates for episode 5 to be February 21st and 28th, and March 7th and 14th. In the comments under the previous videos, you wrote so many different theories and predictions about the 5th episode. User Noah wrote that the 5th episode will be released on April 18th and the 6th episode will be released on August 15th. The popular opinion among our subscribers is that the 5th episode will be released in April at the earliest. However, there are other positions as well. Our loyal subscriber Mustafa Sain has written a full prediction about the release dates of each new episode of the remaining episodes. In his opinion, the 5th episode will be released on February 7th or 14th. The 6th episode will be released on April 11th. The 7th episode will be released on June 6th. The 8th episode will be released on August 8th, and the 9th episode will be released on October 10th. Given the pace at which new episodes are being developed, I agree with most of these dates. They all fall on a Friday, and, judging by the development intervals, are similar to the actual release dates. What do you think of these theories? When exactly should we expect episode 5? Is Gooseworx fooling us again? Write your theories in the comments, and I'll be sure to read them. The best comments will make it into the new videos. Also, don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to my channel. Good luck to everyone, and bye-bye.